Hello and welcome. If you don't know, my name is Mike, and in today's video, a very special guest and myself are going to be counting down our top 5 favorite horror remakes of all time. So this is someone that's been on my channel before. He's a very special guest, and you may know him, but just in case you don't, check him out right now.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm James McKenna, and if you didn't see our last collab together, yeah, I have a horror channel of my own. It's called Wanna Play. As you can see by this background, pretty big horror fan, not gonna lie. I don't have as many props as Mike does, but I mean, I have a fair amount. That's kind of cool. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a collab video. It's gonna be pretty fun. Yeah, over at my channel, you can find a lot of cool stuff, actually. You can find a couple rankings. You could find, actually, a lot of rankings. You can find a couple of original series. It's all pretty cool. I did a short film pretty recently. Hopefully that was received well. I'm actually recording this before that short film comes out. So yeah, thank you for having me on, Mike. I can't wait to get into this.
There you go, you guys. Make sure, after you finish this video, go to his channel and check it out. I'm telling you guys, you will not be disappointed. He has quality content. I myself, even though we collab together, I still watch his videos. I enjoy it. He's really good at what he does, you guys. I'm telling you, go check out his channel. Show him some love. You won't regret it. So, with that being said, you guys, James and I, we're going to slice right into this.
Right. So, of course, we have to be doing our honorable mentions to kick things off, and I have 5 honorable mentions to get through. So basically this is a top 10 list of best remakes for you guys. You're welcome. Happy birthday. So my honorable mentions are Friday the 13th, which you're probably surprised isn't on this list. Halloween, which you're probably surprised isn't on this list. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which you're probably surprised isn't on this list. The Blob, which you're probably surprised isn't on this list. And the newest one, The Invisible Man. And now the reasons why none of these are on the list is because I got 2 pretty close to the bottom that are, yeah, they're pretty controversial. But I'm going to make my case for them basically because I want more people to check them out. I mean, obviously everybody knows about all those I just said. But the bottom 2, I think more people should check out. And you'll see what the bottom 2 are when we get into this list.
So, my honorable mentions, I got 3 for you guys. Now, all 3 of these movies, well, two out of 3 damn near made this list. The 2 that damn near made my list is going to be The Fly, and it's going to be Friday the 13th, the 2009 version. They're both good. I like them both. They just got eked out simply. Friday the 13th I have more issues with than, I say, The Fly. The Fly is like an amazing film. But those 2 just got eked out. And I'm also going to give an honorable mention to Rob Zombie's Halloween. Halloween didn't make my list because clearly I am not the biggest Michael Myers fan in the world. I do love Michael Myers. I enjoy the Halloween films. I appreciate everything he's done for the slashers. I understand all that. I understand that he, predates all my favorites, the Freddys, the Jasons, the Chuckies, the Leprechauns, and all that. But simply just not. And Rob Zombie, his movies and his form of storytelling is just a little bit too over the top with the raunchy and sexual stuff for me. That's why I'm not a big fan of like Devil's Rejects or anything like that. But either way, those are 3 great films, and they are my honorable mentions.
I said we're about to get controversial here. Number 5 for me is going to be the 2002 Carrie. Now, okay? Alright, okay, yep, I can already hear you guys yelling. I can already hear the comments being like, Carrie, really? Carrie? Like, Carrie 2002? Even? Yep, that's right, Carrie. Look, I got a giant poster of the original Carrie back there. So if anybody should be talking about Carrie, it's me. And I love the 2002 remake. I think it's completely underrated. Sure, the camera is god-awful. It's a made-for-TV movie and it looks like crap. But I think that they pull it off perfectly. A lot of people say that it's too long, but I thought it was honestly the perfect runtime. It basically what it did is it recreated the book almost spot on. The original didn't have that many elements from the book, or at least not as much as this one did. And I think that's awesome. The part at the end when Carrie goes in and kills the town, I think is awesome. The girl who played Carrie was amazing. For the most part, the main cast was all just awesome. Obviously, most weren't as good as their original counterparts, although I do actually prefer Miss Desjardins to Mrs. Collins in the original. But yeah, I think that this is amazing, and I think that it deserves a spot on this list, which is why it comes in at number 5.
So starting off my list here at number 5 is going to be Evil Dead. Now granted, a lot of fans are going to say that it's a soft reboot, it's not a true remake, it's a continuation. I think that in part it serves as all these different things. If you listen to the director and the interviews leading up to it, it has been called all of those things, and I think more so than anything, I feel like it's left up to interpretation by the fan to kind of view it however you want to view it. I personally look at it as kind of a reboot, so it's on my list, and it's on my list because I really enjoyed it. I remember seeing this in the movie theaters when it came out, and no, I don't think it's better than the original. I mean, Bruce Campbell and that original, it's never going to be touched. It's never going to be topped. But this one was different enough. It paid homage to the original enough to where it was like, oh, cool, I like that. You know, certain scenes that were similar, but they put enough different spin on it that it worked. You know what I'm saying? I really, really enjoyed this movie. The thing I think I enjoyed the most was they really just cranked up the scare, the intensity, the violence, the atmosphere of it, and they really just toned that up all the way to 10, and they really went for a crazy, scary, balls-to-the-wall movie, and I think they really succeeded in this, and I really enjoyed Evil Dead. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember really, really, really enjoying it. And really quickly, I also had to put it on the list because a little fun fact is the day this movie came out in the movie theaters, I took my then girlfriend, Taylor, to go see it. Well, I proposed to her that night after that movie, and we got engaged that night that Evil Dead came out. So that's kind of cool. Little sentimental value there, but more so even than that, it was just a great movie that paid homage enough, but did its own thing and did it good, did it right. It was scary. It was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Nothing the Evil Dead has done has ever been bad, and that includes the remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it.
Speaking of posters that I have of movies that I love, number 4, The Shining. That's right, The Shining has a remake, made in 1997 or something. It's a TV miniseries, technically, that was kind of adapted into a movie, but not really. It's basically like It or Salem's Lot. It's a miniseries. But I count it as a movie. I mean, it's wicked long, but I absolutely love this. I thought that it was going to be so horrendously awful and just a waste of my day. But oh my god, was I surprised. Stephen King's The Shining is amazing. Obviously, it doesn't come close, not even close, to its original. But, I mean, it's still very, 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 very good. I mean, look, the original Shining is my favorite movie of all time. Like, movie in general, not just horror, just my favorite movie of all time. And I think that the remake is a very good remake. Obviously, as I said, it doesn't come close to the original. But I think that if the original wasn't as good as it is, maybe if it was like some sort of, I don't know, generic horror movie, like maybe if it was some sort of random slasher, like, I don't know, Madman, then the remake would just be so much better, because this remake is awesome. It's better than a lot of horror movies that I've seen, and it's wicked underrated. The only thing that I don't really like about it is the kid who plays Danny. Good lord, he was horrendous, which is probably why this movie isn't any higher on this list, but the guy who played Jack Torrance, oh my god, he was amazing. If the original Shining didn't exist, I can almost guarantee that this movie would be maybe not as popular as the original, but I think it would be up there, and this movie would definitely go down as a classic if it wasn't for the original.
So this one for me, you guys, is going to come in with The Crazies. I love The Crazies. The Crazies was a great movie, a great George A. Romero film from back in the day, and of course got rebooted. I mean, it's been several years now since it got the remake, but this remake, guys, I'm telling you, is just crazy, crazy good. I seen it back when it came out, and I remember loving it then, and my wife and I had it on DVD, so I rewatched it recently because I wanted to see where it slotted on my list, and it most definitely makes my list. It has characters that you care about. It has great action, great scares, just all around awesomeness. The pacing was good. There was no points where it would really drag and it would get boring. It was just great pacing, just constantly just keeping you invested. And again, you care for the characters. And I'm also a big sucker for survival films. Rather it's like apocalyptic or it's, zombies or it's, anything of the nature of just a group of survivors just trying to survive and, trying to move from location to location, and they pick people up as they go and then people die as you go. I love stories like that. So definitely The Crazies really, really, really impressed me with that. And if you've seen the original Romero film of The Crazies, it focused heavily on the townspeople and the townspeople / civilians and the government's point of view on trying to stop and contain the virus. And there was two different kind of looks at it throughout the film. The remake completely pushes aside the whole government aspect of it. I mean, of course, the government's there, and they are an active threat, and they are trying to contain it, but the story is not told through the eyes of the government or the military trying to contain it. It focuses solely on the civilians and the townspeople and them trying to, first of all, figure out what the hell is going on, and second of all, just escape and survive. And I think they did that really, really, really well. I not that the government aspect isn't interesting, but to me, as a movie fan, I want to see how the people survive this. I want to see how they escape it, if they escape it. That is what interests me, not so much the government trying to say we need to contain this. I'm not interested in that. But I did enjoy, of course, the military, the government. They are in this film and they are a threat. So not only do they have the quote-unquote zombies or the infected, whatever you want to call them, in this film to deal with, there's also, evil people to deal with as well. That's what happened in real life, right? There's also the government and the military trying to contain this by any means necessary. So our survivors in this film are trying to escape 3 different threats in a great movie with great pacing, fun characters, and intense moments. If you have not seen The Crazies, definitely watch The Crazies, because it is a great, great remake, and I promise you will enjoy it.
But our next 3, I can confirm that they're all just better than their original movies. And at number 3, the worst of the best of the better than the original movies is gonna be The Fly. The Fly is amazing. I love it. I love The Fly so much. Jeff Goldblum as Seth Brundle is perfect. He plays the character of the kind of mad scientist who invented teleportation perfectly. I love The Fly, and a lot of people don't even know that it's a remake. And matter of fact, the next 3 movies that I'm talking about, 3, 2, and 1, maybe people don't even know that they're remakes because they're all such classics. But The Fly is amazing. The main cast did so awesome. I loved the main phrase, even though it was only said once, be afraid, be very afraid, fits this movie so perfectly. I just love The Fly, and it easily gets number 3 on this list.
So, my number 3 is going to be a movie that is on probably almost every horror movie list, or at least in the honorable mentions. It is John Carpenter's The Thing. The Thing is so good, and it's so expertly done at what it's trying to be that I've spoke with even knowledgeable horror fans throughout the years, and there's still some that they didn't even know that this was a remake because it's done so well. John Carpenter, it's so expertly done that you just feel like it's his creation, it's his vision, it's his everything. And it is, because it is different from the original, but it's even better than the original. That's the thing. This remake is the thing people talk about. When you say The Thing, people don't say, oh, which one are you talking about? They say, oh yeah, John Carpenter's The Thing. Yep, I got you. It's crazy. It's balls to the wall. It's a who is it? It keeps you guessing. It's gritty. It's dark. And some amazing special effects in The Thing. I can't go on too much about The Thing because I guarantee if you're watching this, you've seen The Thing. And if you haven't, go watch The Thing because it is absolutely amazing movie. It's in everyone's list. It's in people's intros for horror channels, since its release. It's absolutely amazing. The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, it has to be on my list. It has to be on your list. How could it not be? Right? You know what I'm saying? So there you go, guys. It's number 3.
And at number 2 is probably one that most people expected me to put at number 1, because it's going to be The Thing. The Thing is honestly the most common answer I get when I ask somebody what their favorite horror movie is. It's always The Thing. Everybody loves The Thing. And for me, it's top 20, top 15 maybe. It's just awesome. The main cast, or the entire cast, did so awesome. Everybody was perfect. All the characters were perfect. So many amazing scenes of suspense. I love the setting of Antarctica, just freezing cold. And it's just in one station. There's nowhere you can go. There's nowhere where you can escape The Thing. And I think this is so much better than its original movie as well. The Thing from Another World. The Thing from Another World, for me, is kind of overrated. Like, I did a list on the top 15 most overrated horror movies of all time, and The Thing from Another World made it because, I don't know, I just found that one boring. But this movie by John Carpenter is one of his best movies. Most people say that it is his best movie. And it's honestly perfect. Like, I can't really think of too many flaws that this movie has. I love the mystery in the end of how you don't know who the Thing is. I love all the practical effects. I don't think there's any movie that has better practical effects than The Thing. It's just amazing, and it deserves a spot on this list.
Fighting its way at number 2 is going to be The Ring. The Ring is absolutely amazing. I remember this film coming out in the early 2000s, and I remember going to see it, and it was absolutely terrifying movie. I don't think I saw it in the theater. I probably saw it on like a DVD release or something. But this movie was absolutely terrifying. I remember people, I remember being in school, people were terrified of this movie. People were terrified to watch their VHS tapes. People were talking about it. They were saying it's terrifying, it's creepy. So the horror fans and people that loved paranormal and stuff like that, they rushed to go see it, and they had to go see it. But then there was this other section of people, like every film, but this one I specifically remember because I lived it. People were terrified to watch this movie. The tone is so dark, and there's such a haunting atmosphere to the whole film. The way it's shot, everything is just creepy and dark, and it's so well done. It's a cool premise, and again, this is a movie that people don't even know it's a remake because it's so good. People, they're like, oh, The Ring, yeah, I saw The Ring, yeah, 2002, yeah, I love it. Well, there was actually, an original to this. This is just a remake, and so many people don't know it because, again, just like The Thing, it's so well done that it just owns what it's trying to be, and it's done so well. And you also got to give a nod to films that have their place in pop culture and that make a lasting impression. Samara, is it the girl with the hair in front of her face? To this day, in 2020, that girl is still talked about. There are still memes of her made because it made such an impact on people and it's stuck in their brain. I mean, so much so that my daughter, if you've seen my channel and you've seen my horror room tour video, my oldest daughter, Miley, she's 5 years old. She's going to be 6 in a couple days. She's 5 years old. And she will come up to me and say, and she'll put her hair in front of her face and say, Daddy, like, I'm the girl from The Ring. Ooh. She's never seen The Ring. She's never seen a clip from The Ring. So somehow she picked up this character and the look of the character through some YouTube Kids video, meme or something. I don't know. I don't even know how she knows. But she knows, and that's how popular and how stuck in the minds of everybody that girl from that movie is. The Ring is amazing. It's creepy. It's fun. And The Ring even paved the way for certain films like the Insidious franchise and came long before The Conjuring. And it is honestly one of the best in paranormal, spooky, kind of the realm. Again, like the Insidiouses and the Conjurings. It came before them and it did it right. And I truly believe that it paved the way and opened a lot of doors for films like that. So The Ring had to be on this list, and it's number 2.
At number 1, one that a lot of people probably don't know that it's a remake, and a lot of people probably wouldn't even count it as a remake, but number one is The Ring. Now, it is a remake, but it's a remake, it's an American remake of a foreign film, so people might not count it as a true remake or whatever, but I mean, by definition, it is a remake, just with a different language. I love The Ring. It's amazing. Samara is one of my favorite horror villains of all time, ever. Naomi Watts' character is awesome. I love her slow descent into madness, and the kid character is so funny and so smart that it's great. He delivers so many creepy lines, and that scene where you watch him watch the tape is, oh my god, it's one of the most heartbreaking scenes that I've ever seen, because you're like, he just watched the tape. It's over. Like, the kid's gonna die. And spoiler alert, skip ahead if you don't want it to be spoiled. He doesn't die. He doesn't. But I just think that this movie is so awesome. Honestly, for me, it might be top 5 favorite horror movies of all time. I mean, I did a list on this channel itself, on both channels actually, and The Ring was a remake, and The Ring was an honorable mention. So yeah, it definitely deserves to be number 1. I love The Ring so much, and it 100% deserves to be number 1 on this list, which is why it is.
Here we are, number 1. What is my favorite horror remake of all time? Well, when we were putting this video together, it was very, very obvious to me that this was going to be number 1. Maybe number 2, but no, it's number 1. And that is Dawn of the Dead. This movie is absolutely amazing. If you have not seen Dawn of the Dead, it's so much fun. Just similar to The Crazies, it's great pacing, even better characters, I would say, than even The Crazies. You love the characters, you fall in love with the characters, and you're rooting for them all the way. It's intense. There's great action, there's great kills, there's great special effects. And this movie has stood in my mind for years and years and years. I saw this movie when it first came, or shortly after it came out, back again in the mid-2000s. And leading up to this video, I haven't seen it in probably 5-6 years or so. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. But when it came time to shoot this video, I was like, I remember like 95% of the movie. I rewatched it again yesterday just to refresh it for the video. But I remembered most of the movie. That's how good this movie was. Have you guys ever watched a movie and like the next day or like 2 days later, you're just like, you forget everything about the movie? Like, oh, that's right, I watched that. I forgot about that. And you literally don't even remember it like 2 days after watching it. Like 48 hours later, like, yeah, I don't remember that movie. That is the opposite of what Dawn of the Dead is. Dawn of the Dead, again, years had gone by, and I still remember the names of the characters. I still remember the kills. I remember the intense sequences. And, I mean, even the character of Andy, you hear him talk for, like, not even 60 seconds in the movie, and you just see him through a pair of binoculars and holding up dry erase board signs, and you love that character, and you root for that character, because it's just so well done. It's such an amazing movie, guys. It is a thrill ride that you will not soon forget. I can promise you that. If you like zombie films, you will like Dawn of the Dead. It is so well done. It's amazing. It's number 1 for me. It has to be. Even after rewatching it recently, you can tell that it's an older movie, like mid-2000s. You can tell, but not in a bad way. It's just if you were to put it on and tell someone, oh, hey, this just came out in 2020, they'd say, yeah, no, you're full of shit. You can tell that it's not, but not in a bad way, though. It's so well done, and I love Dawn of the Dead. The only knock I have on the film is that creepy-ass zombie baby that I never want to see again. I never want to see that baby again. I swear to you, I almost wanted to fast forward past that baby because it's creepy. I don't want to see it ever again for as long as I live. But the movie is amazing, guys. I'm telling you, it is so much fun. It is a thrill ride you will not soon forget. If you like zombie films, you must watch Dawn of the Dead. It's absolutely amazing. My second Romero film to make it on this list because he is an absolute legend and we love and miss him. Well, there you have it, you guys. That was our top 5 favorite horror remakes. As usual, you guys, let us know what you thought of the video. Let us know what you thought of our list, and put your list down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out his channel. He's going to have a video just like this, but we have different editing styles. So go ahead and please check out his video. Show his channel some love. Watch all of his good content. And again, before we sign off here, you guys, if you want a more personal look at my life of horror, or you want to talk to me about anything, about collections or anything like that, horror, you want to talk about anything, Instagram is the place to do it, you guys, right there. Go ahead and check that out. Then, before or after, check out James's channel, Wanna Play, because I'm telling you, it's dope. And with that being said, you guys, on behalf of James from Wanna Play and myself, this is our design.